Yeah, welcome everybody. This is Alex Syker with the TCTITLEGUY Podcast. Unique location today. Unique location. What do I want to say? We had a little bit of hiccup and an issue. My gimbal wouldn't work, wouldn't hold the phone. Couldn't figure out the mixing board. Finally figured out that one of the headsets didn't work. But anyways, before that, Kelly reached out to me and amongst other people and wanting to shoot a podcast on the channel. This is like the 6th episode, which is crazy to me. It's only been like a month. I've done a lot of episodes. I've got another one coming up next week, I think. Maybe tomorrow. I don't even remember. My point is one of the episodes, actually, I was filming at the office talking about title insurance, and then my phone ran out of storage. So I went and bought a product, 250 gigs. Tech key, you can plug it right in the bottom of your phone, either the old iPhone ones or the new C what do you call it, the C plug or whatever on the bottom of bottom of your phone. And 250 gigs, you can offload or download files back and forth. And so I saved a bunch of space. So just so forewarning, I didn't want to buy a camera. I wanted to be able to utilize my phone because everything's on my phone, my editing software, everything. It's a supercomputer. Anyways, long story short, Kelly reached out to me and he said, "Hey man, I want to be on the podcast and let me know when." And I said, to be honest with you, I want to shoot it at your house. I haven't been here yet. Obviously you can see we got a beautiful view, beautiful house, Kelly, out here on Old Mission Peninsula. And we're overlooking East Bay, and the really unique thing about this morning is we didn't get any content in there, but Kelly's got some content. I could probably put it up around the screen where he's been in his sauna and then out in the water.
Every morning.
It's what he does. It's just his routine. So not only did I say I wanted to come into your house and shoot this, he said, "Hey man," he's like, you're gonna experience the full Kelly Clark today this morning about my cleansing technique." And so we jumped in the sauna. We heated that sucker up to 250 degrees, almost died. 175, just kidding.
Whatever.
And then he jumped in the water, and I said, "Nope, not jumping in the water." And he's like, "No, that's the best part, you missed out." Anyway, the guy provided me with breakfast this morning. What kind of pancakes?
We do caramel white chocolate chunk pancakes.
Oh, man, they were delicious. And so...
Big hit.
Yeah, they were awesome. And, some bacon and a sauna and just, threw out the red carpet for me over here. Funny story... thank God for Rick Lovell. I might even put that up here around somewhere. I've got a video of him showing up at my house picking up my shoes. I brought extra clothes today to change and stuff. So he even gave me a nice shower this morning, and like I said, he rolled out the red carpet for me. And I called Rick, and he lives by me. He's my counterpart, in the marketing department. And I said, "Rick," I forgot my shoes. And the Women's Council Realtors luncheon is just down here at Haggerty, just down the road. And I said, "I'm not going to show up in my nice outfit in Crocs, my camo Crocs." So I had my wife leave my shoes, my nice Clark black shoes, out on the front on the patio. Yeah, they're awesome. I've had mine for a couple years. You got to keep polishing them up. I got a brown pair and a black pair, but yeah, I had to leave them on the patio, and then he showed up and picked them up for me. Shout out to you, Rick Lovell. Anyway, so in this episode, it's unique. We're in a unique location, beautiful backdrop, looking over East Bay, Kelly Clark's house, Old Mission Peninsula in Traverse City. And like I said, we don't shoot locations just at office settings. We shoot in a hunting blind. I'm potentially going to shoot one here in a couple weeks out steelhead fishing with a couple clients. So my point is Kelly's been a good client of mine. We met at the last February chili cook-off at Aspire North.
Is that where it was?
Yep.
Nice.
Yep. And you were like, "Yeah, man, you guys got the best chili. Don't tell nobody." So going forward, long story short, now we do business, and he's introducing me to a lot of people. Brian Cotent, we haven't had a chance to connect yet. We were supposed to go fishing on Tuesday. Yeah. We haven't had a chance to connect yet. We will here soon, and multiple. He just started his first team, Freshwater Real Estate. So tell me about that.
So I've been with the Mitten Group for, I don't know, it seems like, I think probably about 4 years now, and timing seemed right. Wanted to start my own team. I'm currently, recruiting agents and have 3 agents on board so far. Bob Madison, who's he's only about a year behind the business from where I am. Bob, meticulous with details and organization. He's our behind the scenes guy, making sure all the documents are, prepared and done right and all that good stuff, and following up with clients. And then Mark Matson, who was in education for a long time, just got licensed this year. Already has a deal under his belt, another one on the way. And then Whitney Tan, actually a former student of mine, just got licensed and brand new to the industry, coming on board. So I'm excited to have them and build something, another great team at the Mitten Group.
That's awesome, Kelly. Congratulations. Kudos to you on growing and developing in real estate, and now you have a group of people who can back you up.
Thank you. Yeah, I mean, I've always been a team guy, right? Team sports and what have you. I love being a part of a team. There's always an individual effort there, but you've got people to support you. If I'm out of town, I know people will step in and show clients, listings for me and things like that. So, that's just kind of how I operate. I always enjoy being part of a team.
Let's talk about team sports. Kelly grew up in Traverse City.
I did.
And talk to me about your back history about being a local. I'm a permafudgy. I'm just going to call it like it is. Kevin Query, shout out to you. Call me a permafudgy, and now I use that as a sales gimmick.
I like it.
Anyway, long story short, tell me about your history in Traverse City. Tell me about coaching.
It's a long history. How far back do you want to go here?
Let's start with coaching. Unless you want to go back, unless you want to go, there's something that you want to highlight
I'm
before that.
Way back.
Okay.
We're going to throw it way back. So my parents moved here. I think I was probably like 2 years old. And my dad was a teacher and a coach here at the high school. And in the summertime, he was the ranger out on Power Island. So my summers were spent growing up on Power Island. Could not have asked for a better childhood. Lived like Robinson Crusoe out there, and I'd get up in the morning to have breakfast, and then Dog and I would strike out and explore the island.
So I want to talk about Power Island.
Yeah.
And you're a hunter. We were going to talk about that later. We've been pheasant hunting together. So long story short, I've heard rumors, and I don't know if it's true, that there's dwarf deer on Power Island.
There are deer out there occasionally. What happens is when the bays freeze over, the deer will go out there, and then they get stranded after the ice melts.
But there's not dwarf deer out there. Like maybe a smaller version of deer.
Maybe small. I mean, they're probably just smaller with maybe it's a lack of minerals and vitamins and things that they need to grow.
Maybe I dreamt it
out there. I don't know. Maybe. It used to be called Hog Island because the farmers from Old Mission Peninsula would take their hogs out there to feed on all the acorns.
There is a Hog Island.
Yeah, well, this
part of the archipelago of Beaver.
That's true. So it was Hog Island, and then Ford Island. Henry Ford owned it at one point in time. When I lived out there, it was Marion Island, and now it's Power Island. So
why Power Island?
The Power family bought it and donated it back to Grand Traverse County. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Just a phenomenal part of. I would not trade my childhood for anything. Like I said, we'd go and explore. We'd come home when we got hungry, and it's pretty awesome. Definitely one of the inspirations for my children's book, Sandy the Stone. There, I spent a lot of time skipping rocks out on that island.
We'll put that up here. My child loves that. I've got two boys; they'll love it. I'm assuming it one day. My 2-year-old loves that book.
Good. I'm glad to hear that. I've got nothing but positive feedback on it, so that's a good thing. So anyway, fast forward. Attended Traverse City High School here back when there was just one school, and played for the Trojans. And now I've got a kid playing for the Trojans, which I absolutely love. Tonight might be their last game. They beat West first round of the playoffs last week, getting to avenge the loss from the week before. But now they're going down to face Muskegon. Muskegon is it used to be our biggest rival for sure. Now, of course, it's a crosstown rival with West. But Muskegon back in 92-93, ESPN did a big rivalry series on, and Traverse City, Muskegon was a part of that. And I was just getting out of college at that point in time in 93. Came home, was fortunate to join the coaching staff, and coached here for a number of years, and served 7-8 years as head coach in the early 2000s. So, Trojan football, big part of me. I love being a member.
Do you have a good winning record back in the day?
About 500, a little over 500,
okay.
I think.
Okay.
Yeah, not particularly good, but it's okay. I like to think I made a difference for some kids anyway. But no, I certainly, there are there are games that we shouldn't have won that we did win, and there are games that we should have won where we didn't. So
Probably some good competition in your league.
um,
D1, right?
Division Two.
Division two, okay.
And back in the day, it was the Big North Conference. So teams from up here now, Central and West are no longer part of the Big North. Well, they are for all sports except for football, and in football, they're part of the Saginaw Valley League now. So you're playing Midland Dow, Bay City Western, Bay City Central, Davison. It's a tough, very competitive league for sure. Which is why you saw West and Central get into the playoffs with a 5-4 record because of the strength of schedule this year.
So they do base it off strength schedule in high school, just like college.
Yeah, it used to be back when I was coaching. It was 6 wins and you were automatically in. So a 6-3 record would get you in, and then you'd have a few teams that would slide in at 5-4. Now it is more based on playoff points and strength of schedule.
Okay, and expanding on football a little bit. He's a Green Bay Packers fan. I'm a Lions fan. We all know how that's going this year. Lions have been 5-3, and Packers are just nearly ahead of that.
Packers 2 losses. My God, they lost to 2 terrible teams. How do you explain that?
I don't know. And then JJ McCarthy pulls some stuff out of his butt last week and wins in Detroit.
You gotta like a Michigan guy though.
Yeah, and so it is what it is, and I'm not gonna sit here and poo-poo on him being a Packers fan too much. If he was an Ohio State fan, different story.
Totally different story.
Different story. I'm a big Michigan fan, and if you're a Michigan State fan and you don't like it, don't do business with me. It is what it is.
For the record, I will support both Michigan and Michigan State. I have no dog in that fight, but I will say go Hope. Love going down and watching Hope College football games, and
my wife went to Hope, so that's a
fantastic,
good connection there.
Great school. My wife and I both went there. My daughter goes there now. She's in her last semester at Hope. I can't believe how fast time goes by. And then in January, she's off to Scotland for a semester to study as well. So
wow. So you have 3 kids just like me.
Yep.
And he has a Caden. I have a Caden spelled differently. But anyway.
Yeah, Kennedy and Caden, 21-year-old twins. And then our youngest Cooper will be 18 next week.
Oh, yeah, that's right. You did have twins.
Yeah, boy-girl twins.
Okay. And then they're 3 years apart.
You had the twins, 3.5, almost 4. Yeah.
Okay, so you had. Yeah,
we were smart. We did twins first.
Twins first.
Because that way, when we had one, it just seemed a lot easier.
Yeah, so I have a 2-year-old and twin boys. Not planned, obviously.
Yeah, you screwed up and you had the twins second. Because now it feels a lot harder.
Hey, it's what God gave us. That is what it is. So Kelly and I, I'm like inviting him out, fishing and this. He's like,
My brother's a big fishing guy.
So I joined an exclusive private club. It's called Royal Stag Farms over here in Williamsburg, and they do pheasant hunts and chucker hunts.
Love it.
And deer hunts too, if you want. But their main bread and butter and what they specialize in is birds. So my point is, I said, "Hey Kelly, yada yada." Oh, he's like, "Now you're speaking my language." And a lot of people connect with are overfishing, and I was we've been golfing together a couple times, and I always joke with Kelly about how golf is not as good as fishing and blah, 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 blah. And he's like, "Oh God, here we go." So anyways, Kelly, go ahead.
But just so you know, I mean, I had my Coast Guard captain's license, and my brother and I ran a charter fishing business and scuba diving business out of West Bay, out of the Holiday Inn there, now the Delamar.
So what'd you catch?
A lot of salmon, of course, during that season. A lot of lake trout, steelhead. Once in a while you cook into a brown, but that's I mean, I always drove the boat though. My brother always got to do. He set the lines and ran the lines and did all the fishing. But I also love the scuba diving aspect of it and being able to get in the water and go down on wrecks and take people and so. Yeah,
I got a client who's got a kid. He's like 16 and he wants to be a charter boat captain one day. And I said the best thing you can do is go be a what do you call those people that just help out the captains?
First mate.
First mate. Yeah, go be a first mate and learn all the tools of trade.
Go see Sammy Warden in West Bay, man. He's the best captain.
Laura Gresner. Sure. Did you hear that? I don't have any connections locally. Saying. Kelly does.
Showtime Extreme Fishing Charters. Phenomenal.
If you need some help, hook him up with Nick. So I want to talk about pheasant hunting. Why do you like pheasant hunt so much? Why is it one of your big things? Why is that?
That's a great question, man. I think honestly, there's a few things, a couple different aspects to it. Love watching the dogs work.
And I will put pictures up here with our 2 times we went together.
All right.
So
I absolutely love watching the dogs work. If you recall the last time, watching the 2 dogs and all you can see are the corn stalks moving and the grass moving, and they're kind of coming back at you. And then in front of them, there's just a little bit of trail of movement. I'm like, oh shit, man, this bird's gonna pop up right in front of me. And sure enough, a bird just went like this right up over me. And the dogs are coming at me, and you're trying to turn and get a shot off. Somebody else got it. And anytime you miss it, of course, the dogs are looking at you like, God, you dumbass, how could you miss that thing?
So I have a problem because, well, when we're literally out on pheasant hunting, because all you think I do is fish, right? It's the same concept of hunting. That's great and all, but I literally get deals after going bang bang or zzz. Okay, you catch my drift. Okay, all I'm trying to say is we're out talking business.
Oh, 100%. Always.
And we could sit here at a coffee shop.
You ever find yourself not talking business though?
Never.
No.
I'm at home feeding a bottle, and my baby's crying in the background, and my customer's like, I need yada yada yada, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry you have to deal with. That's just the way business is done nowadays. Ever since COVID, really. All I'm trying to say is pheasant hunting is a great way to connect with people, and I've never really actually done it. And I actually didn't realize I was that good of a shot, to be honest with you. But
you're a hell of a shot.
So the problem is with me, Kelly, when I take people pheasant hunting and fishing or whatever, that's what I really love to do. I have a problem, and Kelly's seen this, with what do you call that? You know what I'm getting at.
I don't actually.
Okay, so I have a problem because I like to, since I'm out there to entertain clients.
Yeah, you don't want to hog all the birds for yourself.
I even though I like for like maybe like 5 minutes, I'm like ha.
I mean, there were 4 or 5 of us on the last time. I mean, we got 15 birds. I think I took 6 or 7 of them, and you were good at refraining and letting the other guys.
Not the first time out though.
It's totally fine. I mean, wherever the birds pop up, they pop up.
So Kelly was standing next to me one time, and I said, I'm gonna hold off for like I think a shot or 2, and then if you guys miss it, then it's all fair game after that. So
fair enough. I think that's a good way to go about it.
Yep.
Back to that, your mind's always on business, and I appreciate that. I'm kind of the same way, and that's, by the way, it's a conversation you're going to want to have with your kids down the road as they get a little older, and they're involved in sports and doing their things and whatever. One of the best things I did was sit down with Julie and the kids, and kids were 9 years ago, so they're like 12 and 8, somewhere in there, and just said, hey, listen, guys, I love what I do. I love real estate. And there are times where I just have to, like, this is what puts a roof over our head. This is what feeds us. Like, I'm going to be at all of your events. Don't ever worry about that. But if I have to step out, if you see me take a phone call and I got to step out and can't watch something, like, just understand it's only for a minute. I'm going to be right back in. And the kids are like, all right, cool. We totally understand that.
Yeah.
So having that conversation up front, I think, with your families is big. When you're in an industry or a business that, quite honestly, I mean, you can go 24/7 if you want it.
Yeah, and let's talk about that. So I tell my clients, newer agents, okay, not all clients, because they already know this. The more you put into it, the more hours you put into it, the more passion you are about it, the more you're going to get out of it. That's true 100%. And so it does create friction in families sometimes. And thank you for saying that, because I haven't really had that talk with, I had that talk with my wife for certain. And there is still some, I wouldn't say hiccups in my marriage, but my point is like, it's hard sometimes because she's at home and she needs help with this, and that. But I'm out here, doing after-hour stuff or early morning stuff, 3 a.m. fishing, literally.
Yeah.
And you probably
think you're going hunting and fishing. And she's like, yeah, you're working, whatever.
Well, the thing is I have my numbers speak for it.
Yeah, we know it. I mean, I know that's work, and I know like
it's just hard to explain it to somebody else. Not just my wife, but like my father-in-law. He's an engineer.
So is mine.
Okay, so he's like, you're going fishing again? Like, I don't get it. He just doesn't get it. Shout out to you, Mike. But regardless, it's just Kelly gets it. He can explain it to you. Maybe one day you guys will meet up.
I just think everything. I know you work for Talon, and I work at the Mitten Group, and have the freshwater team. But at the same time, I'm an independent contractor. I own my own business.
Yep.
And so literally, I mean, my mind is spinning 24/7 on business and what you need to do.
Yep.
How I can help my teammates and agents. How I can help my clients.
Yep.
I mean, we're first and foremost, hey, clients are on your mind, and we're trying to get deals done for them.
I could sit there, and I have done this recently. and you've probably done this too, and maybe you could give me some examples of what you've done. I literally sit there, and I'm at the Eagles, the other day, and I'm just, I like it's a quite nice, quiet place, and I get to get away out from the office setting. Nothing against my office setting. I'm not even going to have an office here much longer because apparently they're going to turn my office into a break room. I don't ever use it anyways. I'm never at the office. I don't do closing, so I won't close transactions. But my point is I'm sitting at the Eagles, and all of a sudden, two seats away, somebody brings up real estate, title company. I said, I'm really sorry. I don't mean to interrupt you.
But, I couldn't help but overhear.
But, oh, yeah, we're two real estate agents from Real Estate One. Do you have a business card? You catch my drift. Or yesterday at Women's Council, I come out here and I'm on home tour, and I'm sitting there with an agent just to save her name. It's not really a protection. I just don't want to mention this agent's name. But I heard during the meeting, she's like, yeah, I've got a new construction build. And I'm like, interesting. Okay, so that sets off red flags. Not red flags. It sets off. I'm always thinking sales.
Bell's going off, right?
So I meet with her later in the day. Later in the day, not that I was planning to, but I said, hey, just a couple questions. Was that an unoccupied house? Is it new construction? Is it spec? Yes. All the boxes checked. And I said, if my underwriters vet for that, you can get that on a 40% discount on owner's policy. She goes, what? So I said, let's run some numbers. $625, $3,000 usually, roughly around on owner's policy for a non-spec discount. I got that down with that discount. If my underwriters will vet for it, down to $1,700.
Nice. And you're in the same business I am. We're trying to do the best we can by our clients and save them as much money as possible.
Yep. And also have, and I talk about, and I maybe seem like I'm bragging about me and what I do, but at the end of the day, what I've done is I said to my attorney when I first started, we need a big staff, and we've hired like 6-7 people. You got to have somebody that backs you up. And my staff, shout out to you guys. You guys do a great job. And if we make mistakes, because everybody makes mistakes, I'm not saying we make mistakes all the time, what are we going to do to fix it?
A couple thoughts on that. One, if you don't promote yourself, who will? And number two, I think, and I know you said you hired somebody and they didn't work out, and, that's okay. And I know they weren't fired either. They just found out it wasn't for them. But, hire quickly and fire more quickly if it's not working out. I've found that to be, very good advice for sure. You don't need somebody on staff who's going to be dragging you down and can't pull their weight, et cetera, right? So I know that wasn't necessarily the case there, so that's good. But yeah, I mean, I know you say a lot of things, and I do believe that, though, because if you're not promoting yourself, who is? And in today's world, you've got such a being able to capture people's attention is difficult, for sure. And you have a very brief window to do it. The good news is now, my kids used to make fun of me because I'd hear somebody say something, I'd be like, hey, here's my card. Give it to my daughter's always like, oh my God, Dad, what are you doing? I'm like, hey, I generate business. So now she hands out my cards. She hears somebody talking. She'll be like, hey, my dad's a realtor in Traverse City. Here you go. And she hands them the card. So it's kind of cool.
Yep. Oh, speaking of cool, Kelly, and I'll have some pictures and I'll put it right up here. He's got a putting green on his deck.
So that was absolute dead space. My youngest son, Cooper, he likes football. He loves golf. And he's really freaking good.
Backtrack. He just started playing golf
2 years ago.
And we played with this kid this year. and shout out to you, Cooper. I mean, geez, oh, Pete, you're a hell of a golfer. And I said, dude, if you really put your mind to it, I know he wants to go into golf management.
Potentially. Yeah.
But he could be a pro.
I don't know if he's that good, but...
Well, with as good as he played,
I mean, he's
a local pro.
He's been playing like 2 years. The thing is, like every day after football practice, he would go and play 9 holes at the Crown, and then he would hit the range until it got dark, right? And then, I don't know, a month ago, he went out, and 2 Sundays in a row, he shot a 76 and a 73 from the tips, which I don't even know why people play the tips. I don't know what... That game's hard enough as it is. Like, yeah, the far back as you can go.
Wow.
And I don't know why people do that, because for me, that game's hard enough as it is. Like, why make it more difficult?
I like playing from the whites.
Yeah, right.
I mean, if I could,
I'm with you.
If I wanted to, and maybe I wore a wig, I would just play from like the gold tees, the ones that are way all the way up, past the
the kid tees,
it's
the
not
juniors.
It's not women's tees anymore. Yeah. It's the whatever they call those tees.
But anyway, so that was totally dead space. I'm like, you know what? Let's do something kind of fun there. And so Cooper and I and his buddy leveled the space out. It was kind of mounded, whatever. Leveled it out. and kind of carved it, contoured it how we wanted it. Brought in some crushed concrete and got a compactor and tamped it all down, and then I went to Chicago and picked up the carpet, the turf, because they wanted to charge me as much to ship it as it was for the turf. I'm like, I'll just spend a day driving and work on my phone, and drove down, pick it up, drove back, and then I hired carpet installers to install it because I don't know how to install carpet, and I didn't want to mess up the seams or anything else. So, but there, we got 3 holes out there, and it's a bit of a challenge. And just like real life, everything runs to the water. It's slightly downhill, but we got a couple flat spots out there, and yeah.
What's gonna happen is Cooper's gonna be out there with the snow blower, not the snow blower, the leaf blower, blowing that thing off out there putting, and it's gonna be like 10 degrees. I could see that happening.
Potentially happen. I could see that for sure.
Yeah. Kelly, I had a whole thing of notes. It's on my phone way over there. Was there anything else you wanted to talk about? What makes you the best realtor in Grand Traverse County? I think here's the thing. There's a lot of realtors in Grand Traverse County.
Good realtors out there.
And my point is like Kelly is for certain people, and I'm for certain. If I was a realtor, I'd be for certain people. And anyways. My point is like, I'm not afraid to say it like it is, and that's how I've become successful, and I've gotten more confident in what I do and who I am. And if you don't like it, like it is what it is, then just don't do business with me. But my point is like, I think that real estate agents should not necessarily go along that mindset if they're not comfortable with it. But if I was a realtor, I would definitely come out and say, this is why I'm the best realtor in Grand Traverse County for these people, or something like that. So what do you do, Kelly? Why are you good at being a real estate agent?
I cannot say that I'm the best realtor in Grand Traverse County, but I am always working to get better. Even a great example of that, I'm doing the course right now, trying to learn AI and how I can incorporate that into our business. I think that, and taking a course on tokenization of real estate and crypto, because that's the future. That's the way it's headed for sure. But honestly, ultimately, it comes down to, number one, putting our clients' needs first and doing what is best for them. It's such an interesting business to me, because the better I do for my clients, the less money I make. But ultimately, and that's speaking of like each individual transaction. But the compound effect, when you do really well and you do great work for your clients, their word of mouth and sharing that with other people. The majority of my business is from Sphere and clients referring other people to me, which is a huge compliment. There's no greater compliment than getting, a referral from one of your clients. And that's something that our team, really, is ingrained into our team. We put our clients' needs first and foremost. From there, it's attention to detail. And I think it's also important, there are a lot of great realtors in Traverse City, honestly. And having a good working relationship with a lot of them, I think, is also important. But I think ultimately, the fact that I've been here for over 50 years, I do have a lot of community connections in a lot of different areas. So, when people do a transaction with me, honestly, and I'm more relational than transactional, I think you probably have picked up on that. I have clients who move here from other areas, and then I hook them up with playing on a hockey team. So they've got a social, network, built in right away. They might be looking for a job, and I'll find out what they do, and then I make some contacts and connections there for them to see if we can't, find something for them. So there's just, I think having a lot of the connections, knowing a lot of the people, a lot of the area in itself. So not just the real estate market, but if somebody comes and tells me, hey, this is what we're looking for, like, I have a pretty good idea of something that's probably going to be a pretty good fit for them.
So this is why me and Kelly are good buddies, not just business people or business. We're not. This is why we just do business. Is what am I? Gosh,
we have to do good work for first and foremost.
So
it's not about.
This is why me and Kelly connected.
Yeah.
He just said it right just now, and this is what I preach all the time, and I post on this on my Facebook a bunch just recently. I'm not transactional. I'm relational, and he's got his client's best interest.
I mean, you can take me and wine me and dine me and take me golfing and hunting and whatever, but if you don't do a good job for my clients on the end of the title work, yeah, I'm sorry, we're not going to be using you. Fortunately, it's never been the case, and we've always had a good experience with Talent Titles. So, I have no problem taking my clients here. And actually, I had a client who insisted that we use Talent Title. It was the only, it's the only he's not from the area, and he had a contact at Talent. And he insisted on using talent title because typically I would say 99% of the people, like if I ask my clients, hey, do you have a preference on title? They're like, I don't care,
So
whatever.
that's my fault. I need to work on that. I need to learn. I
I'm
need to
just telling
educate
you,
the public on why it's important and what it is.
and that's part of my job too. And I say, I have a couple different ones that I can definitely highly recommend who do great work. So yeah, that's I guess that's it in a nutshell.
I want to close with one thing.
Well, I don't want to close. I got another thing, but go ahead.
Oh, okay. All right. I want to ask you a question, and then
Right.
then we'll bring up your thing, and then we'll potentially look at the closing. I want to ask you how do you feel? Because you're in Mitten Group for a reason. The Mitten Group, I would say, they are a fantastic brokerage when it comes to new development when it comes to social media, like you just said, AI, and they're adapting to what actually works in this marketplace. And if that changes in the future, they're going to adapt that into that. Shout out to you, Sam Flamont, and everybody over there. So with that being said, how do you feel like, because I specialize in video, how do you feel like video has helped you in your business?
So you're right about the Mint Group. First and foremost, they truly encourage every one of us to be our authentic selves and develop our own brand. For me, growing up on Power Island, growing up in Traverse City, surrounded by water, I've always been on the water. It's my thing. I live that waterfront lifestyle and can't imagine life without it, to be very honest. And my wife and I moved to North Carolina for 1 year, and I kind of was thinking, maybe the mountains will take place of water. No, didn't happen. It's once you've been around it, it's hard to not want to be around it all the time. So for me, waterfront and developing the freshwater team, and then part of that is the Freshwater Foundation of Michigan, my 501c3 nonprofit, where a portion of proceeds from my children's book, 50% of the proceeds from my children's book go to that nonprofit for the protection and preservation of the Great Lakes. So to me, that's it's a passion, and it's something that I think is critical. We've got 20% of the world's freshwater here, and if we're not taking care of it, we're all going to suffer. I mean, that is just flat out facts. And we're going to suffer from if we don't have this beautiful water here, the tourists aren't coming, and the waterfront values will not be up there. Your home will not be worth as much. The real estate in this region will decline. There will be a lot of catastrophic impact if we don't take care of our natural resources. So that being said, and then back to your question, video. We're very fortunate and blessed. Jennifer Blaine, our broker, and Sam Flamont had the foresight. Even though other brokerages told them, you can't hire an in-house marketing department and what have you. It's not going to be, it's going to be cost prohibitive, whatever. They didn't listen. They went ahead and, we have Sean Hubble, our videographer, and Maddie. They do a phenomenal job in our marketing department and putting together video and all of that good stuff. And now, we're starting to take those things to the next level, like I said, and it's getting really interesting with AI and the things that you can do. And that's kind of now what I'm getting into and learning and trying to, learn it so I can teach it to my own team. And then we'll all be able to use that and help our clients get their home sold. And, that's ultimately what it's all about, is getting eyes on the property and marketing it. And that's really what real estate is. It's marketing. And that's huge. So it's been a huge, I can't imagine, people who have been in this business for 30, 40 years, I imagine like everything else, they just watch that industry turn, and it's probably a long way from what it used to be. Fortunately, I've only been in it for almost 9 years now, and I don't know a whole lot different. Just trying to keep up with the trends. But the one trend that'll never go out of style is doing right by your clients.
Amen to that. Amen to that. Last thing I want to mention. Speaking of video, I used to just go in and have an agent say, and I think you can vet with this. Granted, they have a great videographer and editing department. I mean, Kelly does a little bit of his own videos too with CapCut, which I teach on that. He showed up to my class a couple weeks ago. But I'm trying to get away from just going in and saying, "Hey, my name is so and so with whatever brokerage," and swipe gone. Yep. You only get 3 seconds.
Yep.
So what I'm trying to implement is pose a question. Have you been looking for? Have you been struggling? Start the video and draw somebody in.
They call that a hook.
Yep, a hook, and don't shoot all parts of the house. You know what I mean? You don't have to. I mean, if you got a big estate, I mean, yeah, definitely shoot more of the home.
Clips and highlights.
But also highlights. Thank you. I like to do 3 or tops 5. I'm actually shooting one this afternoon out by Elk Lake. So, hook, pose 3 questions. All of the brokerage logo, your name, your information, everything's in the details. You don't want to lose people, and try to make them as short as possible.
Yeah, I mean, like as we said earlier, you have a very short amount of time to capture people's attention.
Nowadays.
Yeah, for sure. Especially younger people, which hopefully they'll be able to afford to buy a home in this area.
Yeah.
It's getting increasingly more difficult. I think we are starting to see, and that's kind of one of the reasons and one of the things that I love to do too, are looking for those legacy properties. Like to me, that's why we bought this place. We had an opportunity, and I knew if we didn't jump and get this place when we did, it was going to soon be out of reach. But I wanted a place where my kids and future grandkids, no matter where they lived in the world, they'd be able to come home to a beach house in Traverse City. So that was important to me.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Anything else you wanted to mention, Kelly, before we close? Sorry for trying to close early.
No, it's all good.
But yeah, no, Kelly's is a great guy. We have a great connection. He's introducing me to new people, and that's how I do my business, right? It's all about referrals from your, not only is your client that refers you business great for you, but he also being him like has an influencer. Who does he know, right? That directs title. So, anyways, everybody have a great day. This is Kelly Clark. How do you get in touch with you, Kelly, if anybody wants to get in touch with you?
You can get in touch with me. You can email me, kelly@themittengroup.com. You can go to the mittengroup.com website and click on the Freshwater Team tab there. And also check out my YouTube channel. It is the Freshwater Real Estate Team on YouTube.
Speaking of that, please be sure to like and subscribe below to grow my YouTube channel. Everybody have a great day. This was Alex Eicher with the TC Title Guy Podcast. Thank you, Kelly, for being on the show.
Thank you, Alex.